In this video, we're going to talk about purchasing. We're going to go over ways to make your purchasing more efficient by using enter model quantities and automatic purchase orders. RIX Enterprise has all of the great purchasing features from our legacy product in RIX 7.7 with some notable additions. RIX understands that you can carry a collection of core products and a greater assortment of seasonal product. RIX Enterprise has evolved to help you become more efficient in ordering both types of product. RIX Enterprise provides the ability to create and manage multiple date-based models per SKU to support seasonal fluctuations with core product. When you run an automatic purchase order, RIX Enterprise will use the model quantities associated with the active model based on today's date. No longer will you have to adjust model quantities each season or buy less or more stock than is needed for the upcoming season. RIX Enterprise also provides the ability to process fill-in orders based on sell-through. We know that you have a limited window of time to reorder seasonal product. We want to help you buy the right amount of the right product in a timely fashion based on what is selling best this season. For store owners who prefer to place their orders manually, we have added visibility to on-hand inventory on the Enter Purchase Order screen. Additionally, purchase orders can be exported to Excel for those store owners who need to send an electronic file to their suppliers. So the first step is entering model quantities. By using the Enter Model Quantities, you will be able to tell your system exactly what you want to keep on hand at all times. You tell it per SKU per store how many units for each size you want to keep on hand at all time. Once you fall below that model quantity, we can then generate an automatic purchase order. The system will look at what is currently on hand, what you have for your model quantities, and what is on order, and will generate a purchase order based on that information. To get started on the RIX Enterprise main menu, you're going to click on Inventory, Stock Maintenance, and Enter Product Models. This will bring you into the Enter Product Model screen. You can type in the SKU in the quick lookup and press Enter, or use the SKU lookup to find the SKU and select it. Once you select that SKU, any current models that were already created and named will be up on the screen. In this example, the top right hand corner, I am in Store 1, so I'm only going to see models for Store 1, and then also if there was any models created at the top level organization. I can select and modify any models that were created at Store 1 level since I'm under Store 1. I could also delete those models as well. If I wanted to, I could load this model from the top level organization and save it for Store 1, but I'm not allowed to delete it since this was created at the top level. As you can see, you have the name of the model, the store number, the start date, the end date. If you wanted to create a brand new model, I could simply go down to Model Name and type in my new model. So I've typed in my model name, and you can choose what your start date is and what your end date is. The start date has to be today's date or a future date. If you want this to be a permanent model, you can just leave the end date blank. If you want the model to end on a particular date, you just put in that date range, whether you select the calendar or type that date in. Now I can go down to my size grid and type in exactly what I want my model to be. Now once I'm done typing in the desired model quantity, I can click on Save and Clear at the bottom. In this example, I have different seasonal models that I've created. I have one for first quarter 2010. I just did it today and it's going to end the end of this month. Then I have second quarter that starts April 1st and goes through June 30th. Third quarter starts at July, goes through September. And then fourth quarter starts in October and goes through December. And then I have one for next year, first quarter. This allows me to create different levels of models. If I have a lighter model the first quarter And then maybe if I sell more the second quarter, I can increase that model. So as soon as April 1st hits, it will automatically change it from the model that I had for the first quarter to the model that I created for second quarter. You can also choose to use max quantity or reorder quantity. Max quantity is normally for hot sellers that if you want to stock a higher quantity in the max quantity, if you fall below the model quantity, you can do so. For example, if I had 2 size 8s in my model, but in my max I want it to be 4 size 8s. If I fell below my model, it would order up to what my max is. So it would order up to 4 pair. So if I had 1 on hand, my model was 2, my max was 4, so it fell below the model. It's no longer 2 on hand, it's 1 on hand. It would order up to the 4, so it would order 3 size 8s because I had my model at 2 and my max at 4. And the reordered quantity is generally for items like socks and things where you have to order a certain number. So in socks, sometimes they say you have to order at least 12 when you place an order. So we can put the reorder quantity at 12 for socks. So then when it falls below your model, it will order the 12, and you can always adjust those purchase orders if you're not ready to order that amount yet. Once you've created your models and or maxes and reorder quantities, we're now ready to generate an automatic purchase order. Whether you do it once a week, a couple times a week, once every other week, we can do that now since the models are created. So the first thing that you're going to do is from the home page, you're going to click on Inventory up at the top, Purchasing, and Generate Automatic Purchase Orders. This will bring you into the Generate Automatic Purchase Order screen. If you want to call this a name for the report, you can do so to the right of Report Name. So if you're doing this order based on models, the order type is going to be on Based on Models. Since I'm already at the Store 1 level at the top right, for the Bill To store, it automatically has Store 1. Then I can put my ship date, cancel date, and payment date, if so desired. The ship date, cancel date, and payment date are not required fields, but we strongly recommend using the ship date and at least the cancel date, those 2 fields. Payment date is more of an optional thing. Once you're done selecting the options, you can click on the Criteria tab up at the top. You can run this report based on supplier or suppliers, class or classes, SKU or SKUs, and if you have any product custom entries, you can put those in as well. Or you can exclude any of these things. If you're running your models on everything that you have models for, you would leave all of these blank. In this example, I'm going to use New Balance for my supplier. If you want to preview the order first, you can click on the Preview button down at the bottom. Once you're ready to create the order, you can click on the Create PO and Print button down at the bottom. This will bring you to the report history where you can click on that automatic purchase order and that will come up on the screen. If you want to open it, click on Open. You'll then see that purchase order on the screen. You'll see the PO number up at the top. That always starts with an A if you're doing an automatic purchase order. And since I did New Balance, it generates the New Balance as a part of the PO number. If you scroll down, you'll see the actual style number or style numbers that it ordered and the units in total. Then you can choose whether you're going to call this order in, fax it in, or email it to your supplier. For store owners who prefer to place their orders manually, we have added visibility to on-hand inventory on the Enter Purchase Order screen. So if you wanted to enter a purchase order manually, you could just go to Inventory, Purchasing, and Enter Purchase Orders. You could enter all of your purchase order information on the purchase order header, such as purchase order number, supplier code, and all of the confirmation account, ship via terms if you prefer, the order date, ship date, and cancel date. Once you're done with that information, you can click on the Save PO button down at the bottom. You can then move over to the SKU Detail tab and use the SKU lookup or type in the first SKU that you want to place this order for. Once you select that SKU, the size grid will come up below, and you can click on where it says Show On-Hand Quantities, and that will show exactly what's currently on hand for this SKU. And you'll see that in green below the size. So then you can go to the sizes that you want to order and type in the quantities that you'd like to order. Once you're done, you can click on Save SKU. Then you can continue this process until you're done entering every SKU that you need to enter for this order. You can click on the Print and View or Print and Clear. Print and View will take you directly to the report history where you can pull up that purchase order. Print and Clear will print it. It'll take it to the report history, but it will allow you to continue and enter in other orders from this screen. Additionally, purchase orders can be exported to Excel for those store owners who need to send an electronic file to their suppliers. To get there, you're going to go to Inventory, Purchasing, and Change Purchase Order. Here you can pull up that purchase order, and it's going to display everything on order down below. So it's going to allow you to modify any one of these items. It's going to show you the quantity that's currently on order, what's on hand, the model, sales, cost, and total. You can modify it by clicking on the pencil icon, or you can delete it by clicking on the red X altogether. Once you're ready to export that purchase order, you can click on Export PO down at the bottom. Then you can save it to wherever you want to on your hard drive and then email that directly to your supplier. So that gives you an overview of just the things that you can do in purchasing in Rick's Enterprise. And keep in mind that you can not only do the automatic purchase orders based on model stocks, but you can do it based on sell-through percent as well. And this will help you reorder items that have a high sell-through percent in your store. By using these features in Rick's Enterprise, it's going to help you become more efficient in both core products and your seasonal product.